and welcome to Uncivil Law, where, as always, we learn from the misfortunes of others, including, as always, potentially my own. I am trying a little audio test. I'm curious to see how this sounds compared to the audio that you know and love. If this is better, worse, whatever, I've made some changes, and it sounded okay to me, but I'm curious what it sounds like to you, and whether or not you like it. So, feel free to offer your feedback. Compared to the normal audio, I've just made a few tweaks on the EQ, and so I'm curious if it sounds, good, excellent. Sounds good to me. Seems a bit more full. Seems okay. You sound way better, more bass. Sounds extremely clear, but slightly more roomy than previous setup. Yeah, that is a bit of a problem because I have issues with echo, and so I'm not sure how to solve that problem. Yeah. Because it's all post-processing. So, but yeah, so there's a little bit more bass, yeah. So I made a little bit of EQ settings. A little bit of EQ change to try to make things sound a little bit better, but yeah. Slightly more roomy. Soundproof tile. Soundproof tile would fix the problem. So yes, I can treat the room. That would be one way to fix the problem, by treating the room. I've been fixing that problem presumably in software. Can I add any acoustic treatment? None that would make a difference, unfortunately. Yeah, no. So, yeah, if you had to choose between the two, which do you like? Do you like this without the acoustic treatment? Or do you like it before with the acoustic treatment? If you had to pick. Yeah. Consider a cloud treatment overhead. What mic am I using? I'm using the same mic I always am. I'm using the Rode NT1A microphone. So it's the same microphone. I've just made some changes in the EQ settings. I was curious how it sounded. It sounds much better. Now, for what it's worth, though, I will be able to clean it up a little bit also with processed videos. So this would be what you'd hear on live streams. But as always, when I edit videos and I produce them, I run them through an additional post filter, which would help to take care of some of those issues. So it would be a little bit cleaner than this with edited videos. I always run them through an additional filter after I'm done with all the editing to further make sure, because, when I cut up the video, right, and I do the cuts, right, I want to make sure the audio is still smooth despite the cuts. So after I finished my edit, I run it through an additional post-processing to further to smooth out the audio so that the audio is more consistent. Using iZotope. Yeah, iZotope is what I've been using in the past. iZotope is what I've been using in the past for audio management. The extra bass makes me sound more manly. That's always a plus. Yeah. Yeah, there's some relatively nice styled acoustic tiles I can put up, although this is the living room of my apartment, yeah. So it's a non-task specific space, and yeah, and I don't really want to put up acoustic paneling in the room for that reason. I don't want to treat the room because it would, obviously impact the space, and I don't really want to do that. So you can use acoustic coat sounding absorbing paint. Is there such a thing? Is there such a thing as acoustic absorbing paint? That's pretty cool. You just love the detail that you go through to make videos? Yes. Your voice has sort of an early morning before coffee tone. I'll take it. Yeah. And we could also fix it partially by finding microphones that would help to reject more of the... We could fix it partially also by changing the microphone output. Changing the microphone to stuff that would further reduce the problems. But yeah. Did you say you had problems using earbuds or similar to run a program out and isolate it from mic's input? In the past, I've had problems with various things. Shure SM7? Maybe. Yeah, maybe the Shure SM7 is the way to go. Or maybe that new one from Blue. Is it Blue or... There's that new microphone that just came out. No, it's from the people that make the capture card. Elgato? There's a new Elgato mic that has just come out that looks really, really promising. Shure SM7 and a cloud lifter, maybe. Yeah. Have I seen the Salve chaos that took place this afternoon? No. I'm sure it's annoying. What do I think about the verdict for Cruz? I haven't been paying super close attention to the case, so I haven't been following it closely. So I'm not really in a great position to weigh the relative benefits and costs of the death penalty. I know he killed a whole lot of people. I believe there were 17 counts that he was charged with, and I don't mind the outcome. I don't mind the outcome. I in a lot of ways it's in a lot of ways it's preferable just because he'll be quietly forgotten. In a lot of ways, the one of the downsides of the death penalty is one of the downsides of the death penalty is that, you know, all the post-conviction stuff that happens, right? Death penalty cases are reviewed and re-reviewed and re-reviewed and re-reviewed, but, you know, in many, many ways, right? And it just goes on and on and on. And sometimes it goes on for decades in sort of the process. The nice thing about life imprisonment is he'll get his appeal. Well, actually, strictly speaking, he can't really appeal. There's nothing to appeal. I honestly don't think he'll file an appeal because there's nothing to appeal. He pled guilty, and the sentence is the only sentence that can be offered. So there's nothing to appeal, right? I mean, maybe he'll appeal, but this just doesn't make any sense. No appeal would make any sense. He can't appeal the conviction because he pled guilty. So he pled. The only thing he could possibly argue is ineffective assistance of counsel, and that seems impossible. So there's no appeal. If there is an appeal, it'll be a formality because he's getting the only sentence that's allowed. So, you know, there's a lot of finality to it. And so I feel a lot about it. I feel a lot the same way about it. Yeah, the Nick's mic of the RE20, I really do like the RE20. I agree, Joseph. I've often thought the RE20 might be the best microphone in the game. I do like mics. I do like Rikita's mic, the RE20. I'm a big fan of the Electro Voice RE20. So that might also be in the cards as well. I don't know how well it is in terms of rejecting the echo issues, but yeah, it is a fantastic mic. I agree. Yeah. So I don't think there's any appeal. So I feel a lot about him the same way I kind of did about the Colorado shooter who also got life imprisonment. It's like, you know, just go to prison and be kind of quietly forgotten in a lot of ways is, you know, they say there's 2 times you die, right? The 2 times you die. It's like the time you die and the time the last person forgets your name. And in a lot of ways, I think like the order of those operations can flip for these people. Like the last time someone really remembers them can happen before they die. So I find it to be a satisfying outcome. I wouldn't have any problem with the death penalty. I think that the death penalty, I don't think the case against the death penalty is a try for a week in return for an SM7. Fair. Acousticoat is the paint we use for our sound rooms for car home audio. I didn't know such a thing existed. So thank you. You know, maybe I'll do that in a future room. It's like anything to help, right? So you say that and there's some crazy people out there who will hero worship him. I suppose, but that was inevitable. That was inevitable either way. It's like there'll be some people that will think positively about him, but those people were going to think positively about him no matter what. And now they don't have the fact that he's a martyr, or if he is, he's a lesser martyr. So like just on terms of balance, like the fact that he'll basically be thrown away, put in a cell and the keys thrown away and kind of quietly forgotten is in a lot of ways a very just punishment to my mind. So yes, I mean, there's some people who will think positively about him, but there's people would have existed no matter what. So I think they're kind of irrelevant to this equation. But, that's just sort of what I think about it. Should maiming be a punishment one lower level than the death penalty? I don't understand the question. The death penalty is only legally available for death in the United States. You have to kill someone in order to get the death penalty. Either like actually or be like an accessory to the crime. So you don't have to necessarily pull the trigger yourself. But a death has to occur in the commission of the crime for there to be a death penalty. So I don't understand your question. What's wrong with audio? I like not seeing a mic in my face. Oh, just in terms of room echo, that there's a little bit more room echo now. Although the way I have it set up, I can speak a little bit softer, which is also nice. And so there will be a little less echo from that as well. What's my audio input device? It's the Solo. It is it's the Focusrite Solo is the audio input device. The same audio input device I've been using all this time. And it works fine. I like it very much. It has one mic input, which is more than sufficient. It's very small. It sits on my desk. It does its job. It's very, very good. I like it very, very much. It has basically no buttons or knobs of any kind, really. It has a gain knob, and that's about it. And yeah, it's great. I like it very, very much. So yeah, maybe I'll get the SM7B. Maybe I'll get the SM7B as an expense and get a cloud lifter. And then that would help to reject some audio because I know you have to be really, really close to that. And that would also help with the room treatment. This microphone I got actually at a pawn shop, which is kind of hilarious. And also the camera I got off Craigslist, which is also sort of hilarious, just in terms of like how things work out, right? So this microphone I got for $75. This microphone's like a $200 microphone. I think it's a little bit more expensive than that. I'd have to double check. It's the Rode NT1A. How much is the NT1A going for these days? Let me check. Let's see. So on Amazon, this microphone is going for $199 right now. $200. Yeah. So I got it for $75 at a pawn shop. And then the camera is the Sony Alpha 5100, which I got for $200 on Craigslist. And so, those are good things. No, there's no death penalty for kidnapping. Only for death. Yeah. Proximity effect is strong with you. I own several. Well, it's not really the proximity effect, really. I've made changes in the audio, and I could actually make some further changes and see what you like more. So this is a fairly modest change, and let me know what you think about this. All right. So if I go from, this will be a fairly modest change, but if I go from here to here, what do you guys think about that? Is that too much? Do you like that more? Do you like it less? Am I looking for audio panels? Not right now. No. Only a slight echo from the environment around me. I can live with that. Less? You like it less? Sounds great. I didn't notice a difference. It's a very slight difference. It would drop my voice a little bit. It would drop the pitch a little bit. You didn't know? You couldn't really tell? Okay, if you can't really tell, then I'll leave it there. You didn't notice a difference? Okay, cool. Yeah. Sounds the same? Yeah, if I take it to the extreme, like if I take it to the absolute extreme, it'll drop my voice like insanely. But I could do
something like this, which I'm pretty sure you're going to notice the difference on. Just gonna guess.
Yeah. Reduces echo too, lol. Oh my god, yes. Keep that. Lord. Ooh, sexy, yeah. Yeah. Turn on that higher processing when reading Daybell. Oh, yeah, well, I've got a whole bunch of voices now. Because I also downloaded Voice Mod. And so I made some changes. I'm using Voice Mod to actually change my voice a little bit. But it does have some nice features in there. And so this is just like a custom pitch feature, which is really, really cool. And I wonder if I can... I need like a keybind or that or something. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, but we do have things for singing. You guys want to hear some songs? Hello, I am Uncivil Law. I hope you like the singing, 'cause I'm Uncivil Law. Oh yeah, Uncivil Law. Life is always better when there's Uncivil Law. Yeah, so we've got all kinds of fun times here. Everyone, I hope you like me. I hope you like my legal analysis. I'm here for you with some Uncivil Law. Oh yeah, baby. I like this Uncivil Law thing. Yeah.
Christmas, Christmas time is here. Time for joy and time for cheer. We've been good, but we've been bad. Merry Christmas, merry man.
I hope you like party time. This is all we got. It's party time with Uncivil Law. Party, 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 Uncivil Law time. Party, 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 Uncivil Law time. Party, 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 Uncivil Law time. Yeah. Yeah, so we've got all kinds of fun audio modes. And yeah, and we can do, I can become Alice. Lol.
Hello everyone, welcome to Uncivil Law. I'm Alice, and now we control the channel. I hope you appreciate the Uncivil Law that you know and love. Oh Lord.
So there's some things. Yeah, we can do all kinds of stuff. Some Britney. Yeah. I love it. I'm glad you do. We're definitely gonna have fun. I'm gonna have to get myself one of those things with the buttons that you press. Stream Deck. I'm gonna have to get myself a Stream Deck, and then I can have like different buttons for different audio modes, and I can have different buttons for different lights in the background and stuff like that. Sounds better than most of today's hip hop. That's nice. So yeah, I think we'll probably use this for future recordings if you guys like this mode. So this brings out a little bit more of that presence effect, and we'll probably use this going forward for recording purposes. So if you guys like this mode that we have now, we'll keep that. Yeah, you like it? It's really good. Now I'm curious if you'll notice any sort of change if I do this. So let me know if you like this more or not. Okay, so does this sound any different to you at all? Is this better? Is it worse? Does it help to reduce The echo in the room, is that nice? Is it too processed? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Yeah, no echo. Does this reduce? Do you like it? Is this even better? Less echo? Yeah, cleaner, less echo, smooth. You like it? Okay, so we'll probably do this then. We'll just keep this mode on. It's great, better. I like it, no echo, less echo and better. It sounds better. Great, we'll keep it then. Great. Great. All right, fantastic. All right, so then, yeah, we can do this. This sounds like you're asking for my consent. Always want your consent, baby. It's subtle. You have old ears, you can't tell the difference. Okay, well, the differences are fairly minor, but we're trying to make something that works. I'd be better to focus on the background lighting. I think it makes you look slightly ill with the reflective lighting. With the reflecting light. Oh, you mean the light in front of me? That's an interesting one. I hadn't heard that one before. The light in front of me I have tuned to be ever so slightly green. It's very, very subtle. If you didn't notice, if you didn't know, you wouldn't be able to tell. But the light in front of me I have set to, and I also do have the window open, so I have daylight coming in. So I've got that going on. So let me turn off the light. Let me turn off the sky, and let me see if that makes a difference. Hold on one second. Okay, the sky has now been turned off. So yeah, because I like to have the window open when I like to have the shades open when I'm not streaming, because I like to get the daylight. Let's turn off the sky. I just drew the shades. So yeah, I turned off the sky. Yeah, so it brings in, yeah. So it's a bit dark. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, thanks for resetting the sky. No problem. It got dark real quick. Yeah, so I brought out the sky. Now I can increase the light in front of me. That is not always possible because my eyes are sensitive to light. But I mean, I can jack it way up, make it really bright. But I usually have it like, it depends. Sometimes I have it darker. Sometimes I have it darker because my eyes are sensitive to light. And so sometimes if I turn it off completely, this is what it looks like if it's off completely. If I turn it on completely, this is what it looks like if it's on completely. But fortunately, I can set it anywhere in between. And sometimes that's dictated by my light sensitivity. So some days my eyes tolerate it better than other days. But that's a factor in play. That's why EDB wears shades, yeah. And I've thought about maybe getting the same shades. Well, not necessarily the precise same shades, but I have reached out to the maker of her shades and said maybe I should get an eye exam from them as well. And maybe I would wear shades indoors. Obviously, they'd be different style. But I thought about reaching out for that exact same reason. So that's a possibility as well. You missed the cowboy hat? Well, that can be rectified easily enough. Yeah. The new setting seems to be slightly more natural, possibly less nasally. I'll take it. Yes, I did pass the bar. I hear you in light sensitivity. Cloak your Raybot master. You do you, boo boo. Appreciate that. Thank you. The brighter you set it, the less green it needs to be. Yeah. I mean, I can change it to anything, right? It's all just color changing lights. If there's a wall near the direction you're speaking, you can hang a quilt or blanket. Yeah, there's a wall right over here. You can see part of it in the shot, right? So yeah, there's a wall fairly close to me. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling better than I did yesterday in the morning. Yeah. And by the way, yes, I did go to the Interstellar barbecue. It was perfectly fine. It didn't quite change my world. You know, number 3 in Texas Monthly, I guess maybe my expectations were too high. I was expecting, you know, the angels to sing. And it was perfectly great barbecue. I would absolutely go again. I have no complaints about it. But it didn't quite change my world. So, but I thought it was a very, very good barbecue. But I at least, my initial impression was I would compare it favorably to like Black's. So Interstellar was great. I'm not sure, you know, light changed the world, but you know, apparently it was ranked number 3 in Texas Monthly. So you think my green shirt's bringing out a little bit of redness in my skin? That's possible. Yeah, that's possible. What did I order? I ordered ribs. They were good. Recommended. Yeah, I have a light. I have a key light in front of me. It's right in front of me, and it shines brightly upon me. The only time that happens is when it's your barbecue. Maybe. Did I watch Alita last night? I did, and I'm going to stick by my prior comments. Right? I'm going to stick by my prior comments. This is not a drama channel. It is not a drama channel. I'm not going to say anything negative about anyone. You know, I don't want to create negativity. So I would just simply say what I've said before. You know, let me just put it to you this way, okay? My intention going forward is to continue appearing on everyone's stream as might be appropriate to certain circumstances, right? So multiple people might be doing streams at different times, and there might be streams where I can't attend or don't want to attend for any number of reasons, right? I'm doing something else or doing my own thing or whatever, right? So just because someone else is streaming doesn't mean necessarily I'll join their stream, because, you know, I might be on someone else's stream, or I might be doing something different, or I just don't feel like streaming that day because the depression's got to me or whatever, right? But that being said, my intention going forward is to appear on everyone's stream as my mood will strike me, and as it will be appropriate, and as will their interest will allow. So I will continue to appear as invited and as able. I will continue to appear on everyone's streams. And I don't really want to create drama. And so that is what I think. You know, I have decided that I'm Switzerland over here, and I will continue to interact with everyone, and that's what we're going to do. And I have nothing personally against anybody at this time. So, fine. Nick and crew applauded me on Rumble last night for passing. I'll definitely have to check that out, because I will take some validation. Yeah. Salt Lick Barbecue. Salt Lick Barbecue was okay. I think Salt Lick was overrated. I prefer my favorite. I think my favorite so far is Black's. Curry Black's, I think, is my favorite. But you know, I think Salt Lick was fine. I just, again, the legends precede Salt Lick. So it's a measure of the hype versus the reality. And is it good barbecue? Yes. Will you have a good time? Yes. Will the angels descend on you with angels crying tears of joy? Not at least in my experience, no. But it is perfectly adequate, satisfactory, and even very enjoyable barbecue. I wouldn't go out of my way to get it, which I would have to do a little bit for Salt Lick. But if I was invited to go, I'd go and I'd be happy. It's a good time. I recommend it. Just not, you know, keep your expectations in the world of reality. Go find some bison meat soaked in vermouth for a month. Okay. That's an interesting option. Am I the only British here that has no idea of the sort of barbecue that's being referred to? Fair. That's totally fair. So barbecue means a couple different things depending on what region you are in the United States. But what they mean by it in Texas is they mean it's a very slow cooked, usually smoked meat. Usually it's cooked for multiple hours, depending on the nature of the place. But you're looking at somewhere between, I don't know, like 4 hours to 12 hours or more, right? It's a very, very slow cook. And you're typically involving sausage, brisket, which is cow, pork, which I grew up eating pork because I grew up in South Carolina, right? And so that's what I'm most familiar with and what I tend to like the most. You have, and other meats that are usually there's a sauce on it of some kind. Sometimes it's just a dry rub. So it's sometimes it's wet, sometimes it's dry, depending on the style. Like Memphis is known for its sauce in particular, for example. So if you have Memphis style, it's usually very wet. South Carolina, for example, is known for pork with a mustard base. North Carolina is known for pork with a vinegar base. Texas is known for brisket, and so forth and so on. So that's kind of what, and it is very delicious. It's a very slow cooked low and slow with spices, and it can be very, very tasty. Am I going to discuss the Alex Jones verdict? I did a reaction to it yesterday. I live streamed it. I've talked about it. We went through a legal analysis about it. I found the damages amounts difficult to justify using baseline legal principles. I question these dollar amounts. Best ribs, wet or dry? In a pinch, I'm going to go with dry. I mean, they're both very, very enjoyable, but the best dry ribs I've had are probably better than the best wet ribs I've had. I think is fair. So yeah, pork ribs, yeah. And you can get cow ribs where the ribs are very large, of course, obviously, comparatively. Pork ribs where they're relatively smaller. Yeah. You just make the sauce men do cooking in Texas a little bit, yes. It's a very masculine thing, I suppose. It's a way we get to feel one with the earth. We get to feel like, real manly men with a grill, like, it's like, we're going to cook this cow. There's a little bit machismo in it, but that's fine. Maurice's barbecue. Yeah. I remember eating at this place called, what was it called in South Carolina? Damn, I can't remember now. That's hilarious. But I remember getting some quail one time at a barbecue joint in South Carolina and thinking quite nice of it. Does the Jones verdict mean that Rittenhouse has a chance to sue half the world? No. The factual picture is completely different for Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse, I don't have any real hope for his victories. Obviously specifics are going to depend on the specifics, but the problem with Rittenhouse is you can just disagree with the jury. You can always disagree with the jury. So like if you say, for example, Rittenhouse is a murderer, you have a couple problems with that, like trying to sue for a statement like that. First of all, Rittenhouse is in fact a killer. He's killed people, right? So problem number one is how much difference is there between calling Rittenhouse a killer versus calling him a murderer? How much difference does that really create in a person's mind? So how much difference is there between the pleaded truth, I killed someone, versus the argued defamation, I murdered someone? How much difference does it create? So not that much difference. That's problem number one. Problem number two is if your opinion is just he's a murderer, like your opinion is presumably based on a complete assessment of the facts, and you just disagree with the jury. So like you're not relaying a statement like a statement like Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer is an expression of opinion, because it can't be inferred that you're relating any unknown facts, because like every fact is out in the open. The whole trial was out in the open. Like there's no private knowledge that you're bringing into the equation. So it's a statement of opinion. To the degree it's a statement of fact, it's so close to what the truth is that it's hard to see damages. So I'm not super optimistic for Rittenhouse's chances. Way stronger for Rittenhouse considering they directly lied about him. I disagree completely. For the reasons I just expressed. You have an excellent U-47 clone, not going to send Kurt down that road. What about the other accusations of him killing black people? Again, the question would be if you're talking about the incident in Kenosha, then like, again, the thing is like all the facts are known. And so everything goes back to the reasonable man standard. And like, so the reasonable man, like, everything's out in the open. So it's difficult to think that the reasonable man would necessarily believe it, that the reasonable man would credit it, that it's, you know, I think, and also like what amount of damage does that create in is problems. So, I mean, there's problems all over the place. U-47 is greater than all shore. Oh, you mean a Newman? Yeah, let's not do that. That's a little bit pricey. If by U-47 you mean like a Newman, like I'm going to spend $1,200 on a microphone or something, yeah, I think that's okay. I think we're good. Do I like chicken wings? Yes, I do. What kind of sauce? It depends on my mood that day. Teriyaki, barbecue, mustard, dry rub. Is there a way to avoid being an involuntary public figure like Kyle? Not as a practical matter, because even if he's not a public figure, it's a matter of public concern, because it's a little bit hard to be much more a matter of public concern than a murder trial. And so like whether or not he's a public figure is a little bit irrelevant, because to the extent you're talking about the murder trial or any of the underlying events from the murders or the killings or the deaths or whatever, like to the extent you're talking about that, it's a little bit hard to, because it's a matter of public concern. It's a little bit hard to be much more a matter of public concern than murder trials and, you know, someone killed 3 people. That's a matter of public concern, I think. Yeah. Have I time to check the status of the Critical K lawsuit? Let me do it right now. Let me check it right now for you, because, hey, I am nothing if not a responsive Uncivil Law. I am here to provide you all the wonderful stuff that you like and enjoy. So let me do it right now. What am I trying to do right now? I am trying to go to Court Listener. Let me do that. I want to wait for our loves to be over. Sorry, if I'm going to sing, we got to do it this way. I'm sorry. I don't want to wait for our loves to be over. Da 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 da. What's it see? Want to be? I don't want to wait for our loves to be over. Want to be with you, and so it's me. Do 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 do. Marcus says we may have locked horns a couple times, but there's no denying you have a world-class mind. Thank you. Mandy says, I think I cried more when you lost your channel than I did with Nick. Yeah. While still upsets me, your loss was sudden and random for where Nick, I kind of saw it coming. Yeah. And yeah, I whined like a little bitch when I lost my channel. And yeah, I probably would again. So that's, you know, I appreciate Kurt for being no drama, not so much for the auto-tune. Aww. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening in this case. All right, so let's see. The last thing that happened, there was a miscellaneous relief that was ordered on August 26th in the Critical K lawsuit. There was a settlement conference scheduled for August the 30th, which I'm assuming didn't happen. Let's take a look at Pacer. Yeah, nothing wrong with being upset about the loss of my channel. Yeah, thanks. $5 from Helena Handbasket for having great content, especially for being a stand-up guy, standing up for Nick. You're a true bro. And Daniel says you're a real bro. Thank you. I mean, I stand by every statement I made, right? Because I try to make positive statements, right? And so Nick is my friend is a positive statement. I'm going to stand by him until proven otherwise as a positive statement, right? And I don't want to speak negatively because I think that's, at least in my view, I don't want to add to the drama or increase the temperature or add oxygen to the drama. So I'll just speak positively about everyone and, stick with that. And I said it because I genuinely believed in it. All right. So there was an order denying the motion for September 15th. Notice of settlement. Okay. Notice of settlement conference sent for 10/18. Okay. So the next thing that's happening in this Critical K lawsuit is there's currently a settlement conference scheduled for October the 18th at 9:30 a.m. in the courtroom. All parties required to be present. So the judge is bringing everyone in, I guess, to figure out where their status is in terms of the settlement conference and whether or not there needs to be a scheduling of the date. So that's what's happening with the Critical K. There's a settlement conference scheduled for 10/18. So they wouldn't have scheduled the settlement conference unless there looked like there's some chance of settlement. So I would think that the probability is that we're going to settle the case. But, we'll see where that's going. What else was happening in that? But that's what's happening now. So we should have something by the end of the day on October the 18th with some new stuff going on. 80 powered ballad? What'd you have in mind? Finish, Crip. You don't have to super chat again. What'd you have in mind? For £5, I'll do a line or two of something. Okay, this is interesting. Motion to quash for HIPAA information. Take a look at this. This is interesting. Love is a Battlefield. Okay, Karen Yax filed a motion to quash a HIPAA for some requests for medical information. It was finished Cripps pounds, so I'll give him first choice. What was the Battlefield? We can do Love is Battlefield. That's fine. So there was a request for some medical information that she moved to quash. She's my cherry pie. Is that a power ballad? Am I covering Amber and Johnny update? Yes, when they file their briefs, I will. I noticed they filed their preliminary stuff, but when they cover their briefs, I definitely will. Are we doing karaoke? We're doing some karaoke. Let's see what we got. Okay. We are young, heartache to heartache we stand. No promises, no demands. Hey, hey, love is a battlefield. We are strong. No one can tell us we're wrong. Searching our hearts for so long. Both of us knowing love is a battlefield. Thank you for your super chat contribution. It is appreciated as always. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Do you believe in life after love, after love, after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough, no. Do you believe in life after love, after love, after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. This stream gives me joy. Kurt's autotune is my new dopamine shot. I'm glad. Oh, Take On Me? Oh, Take On Me is just a great choice. That is a great choice. Hold on. We're talking away. I don't know what I'm to say. I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. So needless to say, I'm at odds and ends, but I'll be stumbling anyway. Slowly to learn that life is okay. Saying after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. I'm happy to bring this to you in so many ways. I'm happy to share this moment of joy with you together. Wow. This truly is the height of my channel. This is the height of my channel. And I'm thrilled to be here with it for you. Good times. Rob, karaoke stream went? Oh yeah, definitely got to do that. We guys, maybe Friday night. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I could join Rob for Friday Night Frenzy. Oh, and I can join it with stuff and things like that. Oh yeah. How much was this? It wasn't that expensive actually. It's like $23 or something like that for a lifetime subscription, which I thought was worth it. So it's also a business expense. It was also, incidentally, for what it's worth, my first charge. It was my first charge on my brand new corporate credit card. So yes, I had I have a corporate credit card now. And so that's a nice little factoid to be known. The first charge of the corporate credit card was for a voice modding program. Oh, man, good times. Uncivil Corp? Yeah, actually it is. It's Uncivil Law LLC. As it's mentioned in every video now. It's like the first line in the video, produced by Uncivil Law LLC. And yeah, so yes, Uncivil Law LLC is in fact a thing. That reminds me, by the way, I did make a community post about this, but I'll share it with you guys as well. So YouTube is rolling out this feature. It's a brand new feature, actually. And they're calling them handles. And so it's a unique identifier for channels. And I just got mine assigned this morning. And so my channel is now findable at youtube.com/@uncivil law. That is a brand new address that exists for this channel and is a way of uniquely identifying the channel because no one else can have the exact same handle. Like 2 different people can have the same channel name, but no 2 people can have the same handle. So this is a new unique identifier that exists. And so I made a community post about this as well. So if you want to tell your friends about the channel, you can say it's youtube.com/@uncivil law. And that is pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about that. Congrats on the bar. I thought you were a lawyer. I am. Or practicing a different area. Yes, I have been a lawyer for 15 years. I'm licensed in Virginia. I just passed the Texas bar to add to my Texas collection. I could buy an ED 209. What's an ED 209? Okay, from Terminator. Okay, or from RoboCop. Sure. Yeah. So we passed the Texas bar. I am a lawyer, as is reflected by this thing in the background. This thing in the background here, next to my YouTube play button, is my license to practice law before the U.S. Supreme Court. So when people started saying I wasn't a real lawyer, I put that in the background just to be like, I'm going to own them. I was like, you're not a real lawyer. I'm like, well, the U.S. Supreme Court says I am, so, eat me. So, yeah. So we get Texas to add to the licensing collection. Only 48 states to go, something like that. Yeah. It's like it's the comply, yeah. Did I ever cover the without a crystal ball response to 7M lawsuit? I know she filed an answer. Did she file something else? Let me take a look. If she did, I'll talk about it now. And then I'll clip it out and make it a separate video. That's fine. Let me see if she filed a thing dealing with why she thinks she's timely. I know she filed an answer, but I don't know if she filed a hold on. Anytime, Minnesota. Hold on. Yes, I don't care. Just find. The find button is not working. I click the find button and nothing is happening. This is a distressing day for Uncivil Law. Nothing's happening. Where am I going to put my new certificate? I probably won't. I don't have my Virginia one on a display either. Primer says, damn you, now I'm going to drive 30 minutes for barbecue. That happens sometimes. What happened to the positivity? What do you mean? Oh, because I'm saying mean things about the Minnesota court search system at the moment? They're not a person. Besides, at the moment, they're frustrating me. Do you ever go through the live chat and see possibly reply to chats you missed? Yeah, sometimes. I try to see things, yeah. Am I planning on opening my own practice or joining a firm? I'm not going to do anything at the moment. It's just to have as an option for later. I'll probably wind up doing some sort of like piecework or something. Well, for whatever reason right now. Okay. I think it's working now. Hold on. Okay. All right, it's working now. All right, let's see if there's new things in this going on in this Katie Joy Paulson case. No. The last thing that she filed was an answer, which just basically denies everything. So there's nothing specifically to cover there. So yeah, she just denied everything. There's nothing specific to cover in her answer. So she has not yet filed a reason as to why she was delayed or why their request was wrong. So there's nothing really to cover right now in the Katie Joy Paulson case. And I finally did figure out the issue with the super chats. So I got that going on for me. Yeah. So I figured that out. Will I be covering Murdaugh? Yes, I will. Yes, we'll be covering Murdaugh because now there's no reason not to. Yeah, I live in Austin. I live in North Austin, to be more specific. That's where my P.O. box is in North Austin. Supreme Court just denied Trump's petition partially vacate. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Do my own steak, pan sear, finish in the oven. Bathe that meat while in the pan. Garlic splash a beer finish. To the hot oven, boom, done. I'm liking what you're laying down, Trish. I like what you're saying, and I like to subscribe to your North Leather. What's the physical address you have listed? It's on my community tab. I always have to look it up every time. But yeah, my address, I'll paste it in chat. Uncivil Law 9741 North Lake Creek Parkway, Suite C-330, Austin, Texas 78717. You can send me mail there. And someone just did recently and sent me shot glasses, which I took a picture of and shared. So I hope those are good. Do I check the address? Yes, I do. You sent something there? Yeah, the last thing I got was some shot glasses. And then before that, I got some Halloween candy and some scrubs and some other related things. I check the address usually. I check it usually about once a week. Yeah. And they let me know when packages arrive. So when packages arrive, I usually go out on like a Saturday or something and pick things up. But I happened to be out yesterday, so I picked them up yesterday. What's the Murdaugh case? Oh, it's this South Carolina lawyer, Murdaugh, who has allegedly killed his wife and his son, and also is being charged in other indictments with something like 80 plus felonies, most of them relating to monetary loss and theft of money. He was a lawyer. He stole from his clients. He stole to the tune of $8.5 million. And so he has been indicted for various combinations of bank fraud, money laundering, honest services fraud, and just basically everything else financial that you can stick at someone. But his trial coming up in January is for the murder of his wife and son. And the other 81 felonies or 83 felonies will have to wait for another time. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. And we will absolutely cover that because there's no reason not to. Democrat nominee in 2024? Cute. Let me check my email real fast while we're on with you. Repurpose my podcast today. Okay. Oh, I have to submit a form to the patent office. Fine. Do I think Alex Murdaugh could possibly be a drug kingpin? I don't know anything about that. I'm not aware of any drug charges that are in his way, but you know, the charges I'm aware of are relating to stealing from his clients, money laundering, bank fraud, wire fraud, the murders. I'm not aware of any drug charges at this time. Murdaugh was into gambling? It could well be. Will he get 83 different trials? Well, at the moment, he's been charged in something like 14 or 15 different indictments. And typically you go off the indictments. So at the way things are going right now, you're looking at 14 or 15 different trials. If they're not consolidated or otherwise dealt with somewhere, or if they just don't drop them because there's no point if he gets convicted of the thing. So I don't know how they'll deal with that, but yeah. Am I appearing on Lawyers and Dragons anytime soon? That's completely up to Rick Hogue as to whether I appear on Lawyers and Dragons or not. So if you want me to appear on Lawyers and Dragons, ask Rick Hogue. Me, myself, and Mandy says, does being licensed in multiple states look good for you if you decide to go in for direction of being judge? Not in particular. You know, if I'm running for state judge, there's no particular reason that they would care that I'm licensed in any other state. It's not really an advantage or anything, so, you know. Do I have to be licensed in Texas to be a Texas judge? Yes, you do. Would I want to be a judge? Yes, very possibly. I would think that would be cool. I might run in a couple years. You can shout, I am the law, something like that. Trying to find stories of times when someone represented themselves in court without a lawyer and won. It's definitely happened from time to time. Why did I move from Texas? Just for really a change of scene, to be honest, just to try something different. It's really not much more complicated than that. Have I considered justice of the peace opportunities? No, but that's definitely something I might consider in the future. That'd be cool. Become the first real Judge Dredd? I don't know about all that. I think I'd make an uncivil judge. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Was it just this piece of the do? It depends just completely on the jurisdiction. Usually it's like small claims. Small kind of ministerial matters mostly. Need a new judge in the Brooks case? I think the judge in the Brooks case has been doing fine. Keep Austin weird? Yeah, definitely. Am I allowed to wear my cowboy hat if I'm singing court as the judge? I think so, yes. Especially since it's my courtroom, yes. If I'm the judge, yes, I absolutely can wear my cowboy hat in the courtroom. It's my courtroom. No one can stop me. Would I do a TV show like Judge Judy? Maybe. That'd be cool, too. How about senator or congressman? If the right opportunity came along, maybe. It's not my first preference. I'd rather be a judge than a congressperson. I mean, I that's what I like. I like law. And being a congressperson is about politics. And politics is less interesting to me. I'd prefer to be a judge, all things being considered. Is filing a federal case similar to a state court case? Yeah. In a lot of ways, yeah, they're very, very similar. If I become a judge, I have to wear the hat. Kurt, as a judge, the defendant says, hey, I subbed to your channel, so how about some leniency? I've heard judges described as little tyrants. They certainly can be. Judges are very much in control of their courtroom. And that's why I've said before many times, and it's no less true for me as a judge. But rule number one of litigation is don't piss off the judge. There's a reason rule number one of litigation is don't piss off the judge. Doesn't matter if it's a criminal case or a civil case. Rule number one is don't piss off the judge. Because the judge gets quite a lot of latitude in their courtroom. And so are they a little tyranny? A little bit. A little bit, yeah. And so am I beyond that? Well, no, I'm a human being, just like anyone else. There are limits, right? And so, yeah, are they a little tyranny? Sometimes, but that's kind of been true for judgeships since the English invented it. So, yeah, rule number one is don't piss off the judge for a good reason. Yeah, so a little bit. If I become a judge, Uncivil, I have to wear the hat. Would I keep the channel if I became a judge? I don't know how that would work in terms of just time. It would be interesting. Under judicial ethics, I almost certainly couldn't talk about anything probably in the entire state. I'd have to really think about what the judicial ethics would require and stuff. So I probably wouldn't be able to talk about any Texas cases, like at all, period. No matter where they are, because it just probably is just, but there's still a lot of other states. So, I mean, it would be a little bit limiting, but, I could probably talk about things in other states. Also, of course, my knowledge in other states would be lower because, compared to Texas where I'd have more knowledge, but, that's just part of the deal. Well, I covered the Brooks trial. The one that's happening now, I have no interest in that case. Ethics would dictate none of the cases in my court for damn sure, yeah. Oh, I thought about lecturing at UT Law. I honestly don't know how I would get such a gig. My understanding is that jobs to teach at universities and any level are extremely competitive and very political. So I would love to teach at UT Law. I honestly have no idea how I would go about such a thing. I honestly don't know. I don't know. What do I do? Do I write a letter to the dean and be like, hey, dean, just want to let you know I have this YouTube channel. It's got 110,000 or 111,000 subscribers, I think now, because I was right on the cusp and probably have passed it since we've been talking. Let's find out. No, not yet, apparently. I'm really, really close, though. Where am I in terms of the count? Oh, yeah, I need 3 subscribers. I'm at 110,997. So if 3 of you who are not currently subscribed would like to hit the subscribe button, I can have 111,000 subscribers. So would 3 of you who are not currently subscribed be so kind as to hit the subscribe button? That would be really, really helpful. But yeah, I'm not so sure how that would go over. Reach out to some of your contacts? Go for it, Jared. Go for it. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. Maybe even more than 3. Yeah, I know. Exactly, right? Oh, there you go. Now it's 111,000 and change. So thank you. So now we've gone to 111,000. Yay. We did it. Thank you. So yes, we have crossed 111,000. That's nice. We're growing steadily and surely, and I'm very pleased by this. 111, baby. Represent. Ask Matthew McConaughey how to meet others. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Am I incurring the lawsuit against Trump in New York? I might. Party song? Hold on. It's Friday, Friday, gonna get down on Friday. Everyone's looking forward to the weekend, Friday, Friday, getting down on Friday. Everyone's looking forward to the weekend. Partying, yeah, partying, yeah. Fun, looking forward to the weekend. What'd you just walk into? Friday. Make an intro song for Rob's Friday Night Frenzy? I'll send it to him. Maybe he'll want it. That'll be good. My breathing sounds like a harmonica. New intro. Oh, man, you guys are fun. I'm enjoying just I'm enjoying just hanging out with you guys. This is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this casual hangout stream. This is good times. Need to add frenzy? Best hangout stream ever? Most interactive I've been in chat? Yeah. Glad I'm having fun. Thank you. Do the Erica Jane song for Rob's intro. Any thoughts on the Parkland verdict? Yeah, I talked about it earlier. I have no particular objection to it. The fact that he's going to spend the rest of his life in a cell, mostly forgotten, and watch the days pass as he has no hope of ever escaping, and live a forgotten life where he's subject to a routine, works for me. I have no particular problem with the result. How's the barbecue? It was great. It's good to see me laughing. Thank you. I'm in a positive mood and I'm going to continue going with it. You're thinking about a band, Rob, Kurt, Ian, and Emily? Okay. Baby got back. Oh my God. Becky, look at her back. It's so big. Has it hit you yet? You passed the bar? I'll tell you what. When I get all the formalities done and I actually get sworn into the bar, I'll feel a lot better. So when I get all the formalities done, I'll feel a lot better. when I actually, swear, when I actually do the admission, I'll feel better. Which means I got to start working on that Texas supplement CLE thingy stuff. So yeah. And plus I've also got to do my Virginia CLE too this month. So that's annoying. Project.com says, congrats on passing the bar. Thank you very much. Am I apprehensive about that part? A little bit. I'm a little bit apprehensive, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like until it's done, it's done. So I'm a little bit apprehensive. I would prefer it, I prefer to be past all that, those issues. I mean, I was apprehensive about the bar exam. I think in some ways I still kind of am. What type of music do I like? It depends on my mood a lot. When I work out, obviously I listen to a different kind of music when I'm just casually hanging out, but bluegrass, jazz, blues, probably my favorite. When I being for Halloween, I don't know. I wasn't really planning on doing anything for Halloween. Be a judge for Halloween. Is the swearing in a fancy ceremony? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. You play banjo? That's cool. Captain Jack Sparrow? I know what you'll be for Halloween. Awesome, like always. That's very, very nice. Thank you. Greg Abbott? That's all right. Well, I think I'm going to end the stream for now. Have I ever played the Monkey Island series? No, I don't know what that is. It's Haunted House on 6th. Is it a judge that swears you in? Yeah. Yeah, the Texas Supreme Court shows up for the thing and swears you in. That's kind of nice. I'm going to sign off for now. I'm glad you guys like the voice thing. I might change the microphones at some point. But so far so good. And so we cleared up a lot of stuff. You sing the Pokemon theme as a way of outroing this thing? Okay, that seems fine. Let's do that as an outro. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide, teaching Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me, I know my destiny. Every challenge along the way, with courage I will face. I will battle every day to claim my rightful place. Come with me, the time is right, there is no better team. Arm in arm we win the fight, it's always been our dream.